This is a missing person exercise from a vehicle where the vehicle itself is being used as a scent article. It's about 85 degrees, 80 to 90% humidity, really green, lush conditions. The trail is double blind. The only thing we know is that the subject has left from the driver's side of the vehicle. In this particular situation, we'd planned on just working the exercise of a double blind trail from a vehicle, but soon found out we were running into a family of cats almost at every single corner. So what started out as really just a double-blind missing persons trail became quickly a cat distraction training exercise, something this particular dog and handler had never done before. In this situation at the beginning of the trail, the handler fails to close the carabiner clip and he almost loses the dog. While trying to reconnect, the canine detects the scent article, tries to go there, but was held back. This is the same as trying to put on your equipment so close to the scent article and the trail start that it demotivates the dog. You slow the impetus of the canine and you reduce its motivation, thereby increasing the possibility for distractions or a change to another scent trail. Notice the strong trailing body language out of the area of the canine. Tail curled, head down, good forward momentum, and then the head pops left across the street. This is probably an animal distraction. Notice the canine head pop on the spot, stick to it, coupled with a drop tail, lowered posture. The big components of this distraction are the nose stuck on one spot or position and the tail set. Note the trailing posture. Curled tail, strong forward momentum, nose down. In this situation, it appears that the canine may have just overstepped the trail turn just slightly, circles to the left, and starts to try to relocate it. Because the grass is wet and it's thick, good green vegetation, the scent sticks into that location much better than the pavement. Now the canine's connecting scent dots, not necessarily following the exact scent trail, but to a source of other scent, probably again on vegetation. The canine doesn't appear to get enough odor on the island and circles back towards the point that it last had a good scent picture. The canine head pops, probably on the hard surface crossing point. No real change in posture of trailing tail, differentiating this from the distraction body language at the start of the trail. While watching the dog work this particular area of about 10 to 15 feet, watch how she brackets the location. It appears that she may have found the exact step-off point, but the scent picture is about 10 to 15 feet. It appears what she's trying to do is find the direction of the trail and how it leaves this particular area. As the dog crosses the road, it appears to pick up the trail quite strong right on this particular island. The trailing behavior is very similar to what we had seen in the past. The dog appears to obtain scent on the second island, but then all of a sudden head pops hard to the left, begins to work to the tree, and then around to the left. Watch her pause on one particular spot just for a moment. Happened to be a pile of poop right there. The handler corrects the dog, tells her to go back to work. Watch the dog work this section of concrete. Picks up good strong odor just to the left of the gutter, reverses direction, heads towards the island, seems to pick up odor again, and then as she exits the island, her body language starts to change. Head comes up, tail drops slightly, heads towards the grass, and slows down. Note the changed body language here. Heads up, looking around, tail not quite as dark as it was before. The canine may have been following some windblown odor, but it's not as strong. There's definitely not a trail here. Maybe bits and pieces of odor, but not a strong trail. Things start to change slightly here, perhaps because of this pocket. You'll see the body language change again, tail begins to arch, speed increases, and it may be that we have a little bit more odor. This is a safety problem at this corner. The handler must anticipate the corner and the dog's probable turn around it. This is one of the few occasions when a handler must step from behind the dog to detect what danger might be present. Anticipate the canine movement, choke up on the lead, get closer to the dog, step off to the right, and pie the corner to get a view of what the canine is about to run into. This is huge. Note the body language change. Strong head pop, lowered posture, drop tail to low mast, and a head pop to a point in the sand where she sticks her nose and starts to dig. This is cat poop, a hound's arch nemesis. This handler should have corrected this immediately, but was distracted looking for tracks. He takes his eyes off the hound, and lo and behold, nice little kitty almond roca down the hatch. Note how the canine's body language has changed from a trailing position of tail curled, head down, good forward momentum, and now the tail lowers to a very low mass position, the body posture lowers, the dog almost creeps, alerting on some particular odor, and also the odor coming from a particular direction. Also see if you can catch the canine's fur coming up at the nape and also at the rear end. In the background, at the beginning of this clip, also see if you can see the cat head poking up over a low branch. The canine must be removed from the distraction as quickly as possible with a verbal correction and perhaps a physical correction of a lead snap. Once the dog's taken out of the area, it's important that the handler try to get the dog started in an area where it last had trailing odor. Let's see if the dog can pick it up again.
Let her have some lead.
Watch how quickly this dog picks up the trailing behavior once more. Curled tail, obviously detecting odor on the ground, good forward momentum. Everything changes. It has a quick look back where that distraction odor was, but it's been corrected. It knows it has to go back to work. Picks up the trail, starts heading off on the right direction, and I think in this particular situation even finds the exact step-off point on the grass onto the pavement. This is typical dog body language of detecting scent through a cyclone fence and not having quite a clue how to get through to it. In this particular case, the subject of the trail, after the end of the trail, told us that she had gone into this area behind the fence, circled around, and then came out again. Notice the dog's worked right past that point where it had dug and pawed at some cat poop, and in just a very short period of time picks up a nice exit trail leaving the area. The body language might be a little bit difficult to see from a distance, but watch the speed increase, tail set change, and really that really good head pop right as the dog picks up the trail. This next point is very important to see because it's the number one or first proximity alert to subject presence from quite a distance. I'd say about 100 yards. You're going to notice that the dog does a quick head pop, starts heading down towards the trail, and body language changes significantly, primarily from the speed perspective. You'll notice as the dog enters the clearing, the speed increases and the handler begins to run. This is the next proximity alert, number 2. You'll notice that the dog head pops hard to the right, nose comes up into the air, looking towards the corner of the building. Starts prancing towards the corner of the building. As the dog gets closer, the speed begins to slow, the body language begins to change slightly, and this is primarily due to the fact that the scent cone is now missing against the corner of the building. However, the dog detects it, knows where the source is coming from, and runs towards the cone.
Good girl. Good girl.
Did you find her?
Did you find her?
Did you? Come on, get in there. Girly voice. Praise her. Ball, reward, whatever you're going to do.
These are GPS representations of the trail and the trail layer. The trail layer is in red, the canine is in blue and purple.